Hey, you just learned about the Great Depression. Now you're going to learn about the Dust Bowl. Go ahead and set up Cornell Notes with Dust Bowl at the top. And we're going to talk about the causes and effects of the Dust Bowl. We're also going to answer the question, how does this affect Texas? That's going to be our biggest problem as to what's going on right now. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the causes and effects. So let's look at what those were. The causes. Over time, the farmers did not do crop rotation. That means they continuously planted the same crop over and over and over again in the same spot. This is going to pull all the nutrients out. In science, you guys have been learning about the fact that you need nutrients in the soil, and you need water, and you need dirt, and you need all the good things for soil to grow, or for crops to grow. And if the soil is lacking that, you're not going to have that. And that's what the crop rotation did, is it sucked all of the nutrients out. You're also going to have a drought. A drought is a lack of rain. The effects of all of this is that farmers lost their land. Farmers were unable to plant, which means they weren't able to get money, which means their economy went down. And because of all of this in Texas, we were hit harder with the Dust Bowl than we were with the Great Depression. The Great Depression really hit because we had manufacturing and industry. Well, Texas was an agricultural type situation. Here are a few pictures from the Dust Bowl. If you look at this, this is actually a dust storm approaching a place called Stratford, Texas, and it's just rolling in. Just like the storms roll in with the rain and the clouds, the Dust Bowl would do the same thing, but it was actually dust that would roll in. Here's another picture. You can't even see the sky. You have your Red Cross volunteers here on the top left, and they're wearing masks. If we look really close at that, let me zoom it in. You can see that they have masks on their faces to try to protect themselves from this Dust Bowl. Here's a little boy who is out and about playing outside when the Dust Bowl hit his hometown. This is what the dust looks like after it's settled. You can see that it has completely covered a car. A lot of cars were put out of service during this time period because they would get dust in their engines and such, which would cause the dust or the car not to work. Here we have another dust storm approaching Spearman, Texas. You can see the dust storm is taller than the wires and the electric wires. So the parts that were hardest hit were right here, mostly the panhandle of Texas, but we see a lot of effect in Texas as well, even though it doesn't show it on this map, because Texas is a very agricultural state, and because we were so agricultural, we're going to have issues making sure that we are able to have an economy. So we need to make sure that we understand the effect of this on Texas. Like I said, the Dust Bowl affected Texas more than than Texas was affected by the Great Depression, mainly because Texas is an agricultural city or agricultural state and not a manufacturing state. We did have a little manufacturing come in when the oil boom hit, but we aren't. When we talk about the overall economy of Texas, we're talking about Texas being agricultural. In the Gulf Coastal Plains, in the North Central Plains, we see a lot of Texas being agriculturally based. We also have a lot of ranching, and if we're not having water to feed our cows, then the ranching industry is also going to be affected by this as well. So when we talk about how Texas was affected, the Great Depression hit Texas, but not for years later. The Dust Bowl is what hit Texas first. So what I want you to do is there is an assignment on Edmodo. Make sure you go on Edmodo and you are taking care of business and you sign in and follow the directions that are on that assignment. It will be locked on Friday. It's the assignment for the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression together, so make sure you are taking care of business. You will get a grade for watching this video and answering those questions on Edmodo. If you have any questions, make sure to come in the mornings. I have the computers ready to go. I have the iPads ready to go. And so that way we can take care of business and answer any questions.